Hey, Justice Warriors, what is up? If you might have heard Ryan Upchurch's voice, I was just trying to get caught up on double speed, his little conversation with the delayer, thanks to, I think it was Rhonda that brought it to my attention when I did my announcement a few minutes ago. I can't stomach that crap, but I will. I'll go back and watch the rest of it later. So thanks for that heads up. So it is Tuesday. It's December 20th, just about 9:30 a.m. Thank you so much for joining me. Please make a comment if you're here and you want to say hi. Then I just know that it's all working there. Allegedly. Hello at chat and hello, Justice. Thank you so much, allegedly. And Pixie Knickers. Good morning, you guys. So sorry for the wait. There were a few videos I needed to get under my belt before I got onto my live. So I'll tell you what I watched. I watched a 2-hour grizzly at regular speed. So, you know, I sometimes try to watch them at double speed, but I prefer regular speed just so I don't feel like my life is so rushed. And then I watched Paula Plunder, and I was just in the process of watching the Upchurch with the gremlin. So, hey, Alistair Grant, good morning. Good morning, Rhonda. Thanks so much. So we got 5 of us. We are good to go. Man, where to begin? You know, obviously, I'm here to talk about the Idaho 4. That's what I put in my title. And also, you guys know I'm a Kylie Rodney channel. So I am completely committed to staying up with the Kylie Rodney case. And there's been a lot of activity on there lately, which is awesome. Totally awesome. I shared the video that wasn't aired on my community tab. Easier to find for you there. I shared it shortly after it aired. I saw that one, the Upchurch, last night, and I was wondering what happened to it, that it wasn't on his channel. So, because I was trying to send it to my sister, and I was just like, wow, I'm glad I saw it. Maybe it got deleted. I don't know. Maybe it's just private. The Michael Dude project, I think that's Michael Dade project. Sounds like he's going to get with Ryan to do a live. Michael Dade. Anyway, yeah, Upchurch being back on this case. Oh my goodness, I could not be happier. Amazing. So let me just talk about that for a moment, and then we'll get back over into the Idaho 4. I had mentioned yesterday how Upchurch was slamming some YouTubers, which pretty much I agreed with his slamming, except for that he threw Harsh into the mix. And I'm like, you know, it's Upchurch. He does what he does. And I think a lot of times it's strategic. So I don't worry about it. I mean, what's to worry, right? I'm a huge Upchurch fan. I'm a huge Harsh fan. So then I did get to watch Harsh this morning, and he addressed it. And I thought it was adorable because, you know, I forgot that Upchurch was making fun of him specifically for saying, this is my last Kylie Rodney video, right? And every time Harsh has said that, I've been thinking, please don't be telling the truth. Please, please, please get back on it. And then when he does, even if it's just like the very next day, I could care less that he had said it was his last video. I'm just like, right on. We need Harsh on this. He reaches a huge audience. I mean, Upchurch has the 3 million. Harsh is what, somewhere around 50,000 now, maybe even 60. It was 40 like a month ago, but I know it's jumped a lot since then. So let me read a few of these. He's going live under live section. Well, and I looked at his live section, but there was a 6-minute video that Upchurch did last night that after I watched it, I couldn't find it to send to my sister. So I don't know if it got put into a different section, or if maybe he was editing it, because I know I edited my live from yesterday because I said a couple of goofy things I'll share with you. Man, I crack myself up sometimes. And then when you edit it, it's so complicated. I'm just so happy that I've learned how to edit so I can fix when I say ridiculous stuff, or kind of fix it sometimes. Because Upchurch obliterated him so badly that he had to resort to projection and redirection, he basically said, I don't have to prove anything I said about you. You have to prove me right. Oh, maybe oh, you're talking about, the Lehrer, because yeah, I'm like, "No, the thing with Harsh," like, Harsh just brushed it off, he just laughed it off, because yeah, it's no big deal. Um, yeah, I think he was like, "Yeah, I can take a hit for saying that I'm done with it, that I'm not gonna do any more videos, and then I get back on it." Like, he can laugh at himself over that, that's no biggie. The Michael Dude Project, thank you. Um and afternoon from Scotland. So, hey, Brian, nice to see you here. Upchurch literally played a video game while he allowed his accuser to prove him wrong, which he couldn't. Oh my goodness, not even an Upchurch fan, but he legit won that battle. Allegedly, I love your quote. You know what? I was totally forgetting these last few lives to highlight stuff. I gotta highlight that. That is freaking awesome. That is so funny. Yeah, I wasn't an Upchurch fan. I had really never heard of him before the whole Kylie Rodney thing and the Red Flag Ronnie. And somehow I got tuned into that when it was like live action. And I was so glad that I did. And I've been a huge Upchurch fan ever since, even when he says things I don't like, I mean, it's no biggie. Um, Allegedly and Caleb Lee, good morning. Um, let's see, Ryan got Larissa in his comments. That's good for her. Yeah, Larissa's pretty, she's a sharp cookie. I would love to have a panel with like Ryan, Larissa, Captain Kurt Reacts, maybe Grizzly, maybe Drip Drop. I mean, this is like a dream team, right? Squirrel's on fire. She's on fire. I'm a huge fan of hers. Um, and Paula Plunder doesn't do panels. Christina Randall doesn't do panels, but Kelly from What's the Obsession does panels, as does Armchair Detective. So I'm a huge fan of Armchair Detective too. Um, Let's see. I only started following Larissa recently, but from what I understand, Upchurch has had her on panel in the past. Yes, because he knows her from TikTok. She's much more widely known on TikTok. Hopefully, she gets more subs being in his community. Right, Rhonda. But see, all of her subs are on TikTok, so they're just not going over to the YouTube because they're the younger crowd, right? Um, and I love Harsh. Dana Diddle says, so down to earth and Upchurch helps us all look outside the box. Glad you were still on this case. Me too. Larissa went live for the first time last night in a long time. Oh, very cool. I was hoping she would, and I'll have to catch up with that today. So let me wrap up talking about the Blair and Upchurch real quick, and then get over to the Idaho 4 case because there's so much going on there. But yeah, Upchurch rocks. And from what I saw, I didn't see the whole half hour. I saw a good chunk of it. He hit it out of the ballpark. And yeah, the thing is, like, the other guy came into the conversation like we need to see eye to eye. It's like, no, that's ridiculous. You're not going to see eye to eye with everybody. And it's okay to disagree. Agree to disagree. Like, you're allowed to have your perspective. You're allowed to be a naysayer. Someone else is allowed to not be a naysayer. Like, what's the fucking deal? Like, that's ridiculous. That was pissing me off right away. um Allegedly, I can't keep up with everything. So many videos makes my head spin. And Rhonda, I have an amazing job. I'm not, my boss doesn't want me to share with my YouTube community what it is that I do, so I won't. But I can do all this stuff, the listening to the videos while I'm working, and I can listen to them on double speed with two devices, although it's confusing, and I try not to do that. So that's how I keep up with so much of this stuff. Also, when I'm doing my yoga, when I'm out on a 5-mile walk, when I'm folding my laundry, I am listening to stuff. So, I'm really happy that I can keep up for the most part with the things that I want to keep up with. But of course, you got to pick and choose. I mean, there's so much out there. And I love that we have so many great content creators, in my opinion, a lot of great content creators. So the ones that I really, really try to stay on top of are Harsh, Paula Plunder, Grizzly, What's the Obsession, Squirrels on Fire, Living Lake Time, Larissa, now that she's back on it. And, allegedly with Brittany, Conspiracy. What is that one from the UK? I misnamed it yesterday. I think it's called Crime Scenes Obsessed UK. I love her. And Nerdy Addict. I mean, there's so many good ones. I could go on and on, but let me just, like I said, finish up with the Upchurch thing and then get back over to the Idaho 4. I just strut from channel to channel and hear what folks have to say. Yeah, you do what you can. Glare Dude is part of the Catfish crew. Absolutely. Let's see. Secret agent. Me too. I have my laptop iPhone droid playing information while I work. That's so awesome. I know. I used to think people who did that were insane. Like, I like to not multitask, but then, there's times when I would much rather be multitasking because my mind is going one direction while I'm doing something else, and it's like a juggling act, right? It's nice to keep a balance. And sometimes I look at it like riding a bike. If you have your bike in too easy of a gear, it doesn't feel right. Like you need to have the right amount of resistance. And that's why I do well when I have a lot on my plate, like a lot of different projects and things like that. I love to be busy, but I also love to not be rushed. I hate being rushed. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Okay. So, in jazz and all that jazz, I think you were on panel in Brittany J's when I donated 5 memberships. Yeah, I think so, allegedly. Yes. And I would love to be on more of these panels. I do try to go to sleep somewhere between like 8:30 and 10 usually. And a lot of the panels are in the evening. And once in a while, I've gotten on them while in bed. I try not to do that. I really wanted to get on Squirrels on Fire last night, but I was like totally flat on my back. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So I was in the chat and then I turned it off and I fell right to sleep. So that was good. I need my rest. Let's see. I love your channel. Please be careful with Plunder's channel. Just my opinion. Justice coming soon. I try to be careful with all channels. We all have our own thing. And I'm going to leave the Rodney case now and go over to the Idaho 4 because I still am not convinced that new footage where Kaylee says, Maddie, what did you tell Atom? And Maddie says, I told Atom everything. I'm still not buying that crap. Like, sure, maybe it's legit, but I'm telling you, just the fact that they each said his name with such clear enunciation while they were passing by that one little point of that surveillance section of the sidewalk, all my red flags are up. I'm just like, no, that's bullshit. Like that could have been put out there like that on day one because somebody wants to have that red herring. I don't know. It could be legit. I don't know, but I don't buy anything at face value. That's just the way I am. I'm missing a whole bunch of your comments. Allegedly, you are cracking me up, and I believe that you're serious. You said, I'm also solving the Rubik's Cube. Those things, I hate those. I've never been able to do a single anything on there. Replace pinned message. That's so funny. Oh my goodness. And I believe you. I believe that you're serious, allegedly. You're solving the Rubik's Cube while you got 3 different feeds and you're doing your lawyer thing. Oh my goodness. Like, talk about multitasking. Katya, got my bucket starter of fluid here. Yes, and I've had my caffeine. See, this is why I need my caffeine because I'd like to be so busy. So yeah, without the caffeine, I can't. I just can't. And I am an addict. I'm in recovery, 30 plus years. So I'm not going to try to be perfect. I'm not going to ever try to give up the caffeine again. I told you guys the other day what happened the last time I tried, which was that I started smoking cigarettes. So, I was finally able to kick the cigarette habit, and I had to promise myself, don't ever try to stop the caffeine again. That was a disaster. That was an absolute disaster. So, I try to stay addicted to things literally like water, exercise, puppies, kittens, babies. I mean, I have 4 kids, they range in age from 10 to 20 right now. But yeah, everything's addictive in my opinion. My hobbies are all addictive. So I try to stay addicted to things like making jewelry, sewing, YouTube, keeping a healthy balance. And, it's the problem with addictions is when you're a slave to your addiction and you need your fix not to be feeling euphoric, but just to feel normal. That's the problem with addictions. So I just thank God every day that I'm like 31 or 2 years in recovery. I don't even keep track. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I definitely have fallen off the wagon a few times, but for the most part, I've been on the straight and narrow with my coffee. So Mountain Dew is my addiction. See, I got to be really careful with the sugar. Addicted to caffeine. Oh my God. Caffeine headaches are the worst. So I'll share with you a bit about me. Sometimes I would do these like cleanse things. I'm really into alternative medicine and alternative healing. And eating pure, clean is just like the bomb. So to do a cleanse where all you eat is fruits and veggies, a tiny bit of protein when I do it, like some white chicken meat. I haven't done it in a long time. And lentils, and basically that's it. Tons of fruits and vegetables, as much as you can eat. And I'm not kidding you guys. I can lose a pound a day every day for 21 days straight doing that. And maybe I should be doing that now. And eating as much as I can possibly fit into my system. But the protein and the lentils are measured amounts, but the fruits and the veggies are endless. So my point in telling you, when I do my cleanse, I take Excedrin so that I'm not going to get the caffeine headache. And I've had people say to me, well, then what's the point of doing the cleanse? And I'm just like, I don't need to explain it to you. This is the way I do a cleanse. I'm not having a caffeine headache. Thank you. No, thank you. Like, if you want to do your own cleanse and you don't want to take Excedrin, then have at it. But that's how I do my cleanse. So whenever somebody's like, well, what's the point of doing a cleanse? I'm just like, why am I even telling you about what I do? So I used to do those like once a year or twice a year. And I haven't done them in a long time. Literally, I forget things. So telling you guys about this right now is like bringing it to mind. And I'm like, wow, how many years has it been? And I would do it when I was making babies so that my system would be at its peak, because I've shared with you guys, I had my first kid when I was 34. I had my last kid when I was 44. So it was my acupuncturist, I think, who recommended these cleanses. It might have been a different health practitioner, but I'm way into acupuncture. And, after not being able to get pregnant for 6 years without any interventions, we have had 4 healthy babies. So, the cleansing, that's what got me over to that track. So anyway, let's get back on track. I'm sorry, I don't want to like be chatting you guys up about other crap when you're here for the meat and potatoes, like Harsh would say. I've been doing the fruits and veggies for 10 months. It's a lifestyle change in my opinion, although some of my fruits occasionally are scarce. Yeah. Morning makeup date with Jack, and Larissa's here. Woohoo! Changed it. Don't eat McDonald's food. There's a story behind that. I try not to, but I do, honestly. Allegedly, have you seen Upchurch's community page? Oh, I need to go to it. Thank you. I sent you a couple intro videos via Insta. Let me know if you don't like them and want others. Heavenly Cloud says, Brian Haig, I heard McDonald's has no benefits, but calories only, not sure if they have beef. Yeah, let's just not even go into that. I want to stay focused on the Idaho 4 because my goodness, like I want them to arrest somebody, arrest the culprit ASAP. I know I'm not the only one. I know that's a lot of people. I only have one coffee per day due to ADHD meds I'm on. Heart rate is faster, but I don't have that one coffee. Headaches are horrendous. Yeah, uh, I won't even play with a caffeine headache. Ooh, no, 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 no. We need personal chat. It is healthy. Oh, well, I enjoy it, but I know that we want to stay on track. So I'm going to try to focus on my notes for a minute, and then I'll get back to your chat. Thanks so much for being here, you guys. You are the bomb. So Nerdy Addict. That's a really good channel. If you're not familiar, you might want to be. Grizzly True Crime was talking about him. I know that they work closely together at times. She had gotten permission from him to share some of his video. So I want to give them full credit and just mention to you guys, in case you don't know, that Nerdy Addict made a phone call to the FBI. And Gisela, on her, I don't know if it's her most recent Grizzly True Crime edition. It was one that was either last night or this morning. I was listening to it this morning. It was like an hour and 50 minutes long. And so she was playing the recording that Nerdy Addict had on his channel of his phone call to the FBI about the Idaho case. Let me get my brain on. I made a couple of mistakes yesterday. I'm sure you guys caught them. I deleted them out of my final version. So Nerdy Addict is awesome with the IT. So he called the FBI to let them know that he was on the Wayback website and had noticed that the night or the morning of the quadruple homicide, that the campus server domain or subdomain was up at 11:30 at night on November 12th, and it was down at 6:32 a.m. He said, as an IT guy, we look for anomalies, and this was an anomaly in your system, and I'm just bringing it to your attention. It could be maintenance, but it is, in his opinion, that somebody turned it off manually. So sometime between 11:30 p.m. on the 12th of November and November 13th, 6:32 a.m., somewhere in there it got turned off because it was on at 11:30 and it was off at 6:32. But there was no like time frame check in between. Fascinating, isn't it? I mean, it could be nothing. It could be routine maintenance, but it also could be something, could be huge. One of the first things I said this morning, you being in Ryan's community, try Chick-fil-A. Then Burger King, I think, has good meat. Good to get healthier fast food. I'll just add in there Chick-fil-A. I tried not to go there because of their politics, but they have kale salad that is delicious. That's like a side that comes with their stuff. So my kids like Chick-fil-A, and then they give me the kale salad, and I love it. So anyway, not to plug them. Honestly, I've been on Upchurch's panel, and I was crushed when he took his true crime hiatus, but he's back, and I'm so happy. Exactly, Larissa. I am so happy. And when he took his true crime hiatus, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, I'm just like, he does what he does. It's his life, it's his channel. He can do whatever he wants. He knows his stuff. I'm sure he had his reasons, and it's nobody's business but his own. So one sec. I love Upchurch. I have full respect for the man. I think he's great, and same with Captain Kurt and many others like Gisela, Larissa, you guys. So let me see what else I have here in my notes. It gets so confusing. Like yesterday, I read all of your chat, like every single one of them, I think. But did you guys notice I made 3 huge mistakes? There was one time that I called um Ian, like, what? So I was just like, I did not notice that until I played it back for myself later. And then when I said what date it was, I said November 19th instead of December 19th. That was cracking me up because I had just said in the sentence right before that about how sometimes I make these crazy mistakes and things come out of my mouth that I don't even realize until later. And I did that. You guys were probably cracking up, but maybe you didn't. I don't know. I mean, I'm surprised nobody said something in the chat. If you did, I missed it. But let me go ahead and do my little plug of everything I say is simply my opinion for conversation and hoping to open up a discussion. It is, I hope, educational for myself and others. And sometimes people might come to true crime for an entertainment source, as it is YouTube, and YouTube is an entertainment platform. So I do like to include that, although for myself, and I think my subs, if I can speak for you guys, like, we're not really doing this for entertainment. We're literally doing this for justice. We think, maybe we're delusional, but we think we're helping. And we know that sometimes people have a different opinion, and everybody's free to have their own opinion, right? So that's where I stand. Is like, I think I'm helping and I hope that I'm helping, and I'll do what I can and I do what I do, and anybody who thinks that that's wrong can basically take it somewhere else. I mean, I don't need anybody's approval. It's nice to have approval, and I completely appreciate your guys's support. But if I believe in something, I don't care. I'll take the hit. I'll take the heat. If it's important to me, like many of these cases are, I will take whatever heat comes along with it. And it took me a while to understand other people doing that until I got to that point where, oh, look, allegedly, I got your back. Let me see. Are you talking about your thing for pinning or somebody else's? Let's see, because allegedly you just said go back to pin something, see above for pinning purposes, and I don't see what you're talking about, but I wonder if it's something else. So tell me what it is that you want me to pin, and then I'll pin it. And Felicia Bennett says, you are so articulate and take such care in what you say and how you say it. So for a few small mispronunciations, for lack of a better word, can be overlooked. Yeah, sometimes I have trouble enunciating, and I do like to catch myself and correct it rather than just fly over it. Just because it's important to be specific. There was a third mistake I made in my video yesterday. So there were 3 little parts that I cut out, and I'm so glad that I've learned how to cut them out. There was one at the 3-minute mark, one at the 13.5-minute mark, and one at the 16-minute and 40-second mark. So I was able to rattle off the first 2, Ian, the date, and then something. Oh, when I was saying about the girls and the surveillance camera tape, and I was saying that hold on, and I'll get to the chat. I was saying that that they were walking with Adam, and of course we all know that they weren't walking with Adam. They were walking with Hoodie Guy, who may or may not be a Jack with one of the initials. We don't know exactly who Hoodie Guy is. Some people think they know, but we do not know. Why Hoodie Guy hasn't stepped forward and said, hey, I'm the Hoodie Guy, is curious. And maybe he has, and we just haven't heard about it. But I made the mistake in my language. I mean, I know that they weren't walking with Adam. They were talking about Adam, and Adam was the bartender. But I said it in my words that they were walking with Adam. So I was like, oh my goodness, how can I clean that up? So let me see if I can get back in here. Allegedly, when you said I got your back, see above for pinning purposes, please let me know where you wanted me to pin, please. The public service announcement right there for you. Huh? Public service announcement? What? Was it somebody else's public service announcement? Yeah, we don't discuss politics here. Exactly. Is that what you were talking about? I try to stay out of politics. I try to stay out of religion. You know, I worked in home health care providing right out of school with my bachelor's degree. And those were the only two rules that we had, was you were simply not allowed to discuss that in home health care providing with your clients at all, period, the end. And of course, they would sometimes discuss it, and you'd just nod and, you know, not get into it, you know, like, hey, how about those Mariners, right? Um, I just feel like that's absolutely the best way to run a YouTube channel. So I'm not sure if that's a public service announcement. LLO, I'll pass it right after this message. Okay, cool. No sleep till Brooklyn, Caleb Lee says. Yes, I agree. I cannot pronounce that woman in prison. Her first name, her last name is Maxwell Gizela, I think. I know that's a tough one. And yeah, she's so disgusting anyway, you know. I kind of look at it like, speak of the devil and the devil shall appear. So I try to keep some of those people's names out of my brain and out of my mouth anyway. Crime and Crocheter, my hyper focus, says, have you seen the body cam from September 1st? White car on that footage is identical inside profile to the Hyundai, but it says Chevrolet. Are they looking for the wrong car? Oh my goodness, Crime and Crochet. What a great question. Oh, okay. Larissa says the white car is the landlord's son. The VIN came back to the Idaho 4 house. Larissa, are you talking about the white car that was wrecked in Oregon? Because I had just heard about that white car this morning. I want to say on Gizela's channel, or it could have been Harsh, but it was one of the two. The white car that was wrecked in Oregon, and the plates had been removed, but it was the right type of car, and they were looking up the VIN number. But are you saying that car, Larissa, or a different white car with the VIN number? That would be wild if it was that white car wrecked in Oregon. And it certainly sounds like it could be. So please follow up if you're still here. Yes. Oh my God. Who had that? Which channel? Oh my. Holy crap. That's a huge breakthrough. Caleb Lee says, way too convenient. What? No, that's always good to be, you know, skeptical, right? Always. That's my own thing. So, oh my goodness. It's supposedly the landlord's son that was also living in the house at the same time as the girls, or was he like moving into Kaylee's room or the other empty room? Because it sounds like there was maybe an empty bedroom on the second floor. Although now I'm hearing that Dylan or the other surviving roommate might have actually had a room on the second floor, but they were sleeping on the first floor, which was making some people more suspicious of them and their alleged innocence. So, isn't Maddie from Oregon? No, I think Maddie is from Boise. No. Maddie is from Coeur d'Alene. Jack, Maddie, and Kaylee all grew up together, or at least Kaylee grew up with Jack and Kaylee grew up with Maddie. So I assume that all three of them grew up together. They may live right outside of Coeur d'Alene, but they're all from the Coeur d'Alene area. And then we know that Ethan is from Washington State, Mount Vernon, which is like way north. And then the northwest corner of Washington, like south of Bellingham, but north of Seattle. It's a small town. And then I don't know the two surviving roommates where they're from. Xana, I'm not sure where she's from. So, yeah. So maybe Xana's from Oregon? I don't know. Maybe Xana's from Boise. I know some of these kids that have been talked about are from Boise. Um, anyway, one was from Oregon, can't remember which. Very interesting, Phantasmic Ether. Very, very interesting. Yes, Crime and Crochet says Larissa Slaughter. Where was that reported? I'm going to go ahead and pin that before it leaves. Ah, it left. Can I pin it? Did I catch it? Let's see. No, I skipped it. Oh my gosh, Landlord's Son, man, I never heard about that one. I'll just leave it there. I have to find out to confirm, but everyone is blowing me up on TikTok, sending me the info. There's multiple different sources, so I have to confirm. Very cool. So yeah, if you want to tell us as you find things out, and we'll just know that it's tentative, that it might be, that it's not confirmed yet. That's cool too. You know, just being specific and saying that it's not confirmed. Um, wow, fucking A. I'll get the info gathered and send it to ya. Whoa. Holy shit. Wasn't Xana post Falls? Maybe makeup date with Jack. I'm not sure that I had gotten any information about where Xana lived, but I knew where Ethan lived because I'm familiar with that area. And then, you know, Jack and the two girls, Maddie and Kaylee, I had done some research on that. So they all went to the same high school, I think. I know that Jack went to the high school that his mother and father teach at, and all three of his siblings also went to that high school, and that's a charter school. And then um, Maddie and Kaylee went to a high school together. They were at first going to some type of school that they felt like was a prison, and then they convinced the parents to let them go to a different school. So I don't know if maybe they were at the charter school and they didn't like it. So they met when they were in sixth grade at whatever kind of special school they were sent to, you know, some kind of like boarding school that you'd still live at home. It sounds like really structured or something. I don't know. But anyway, they were able to talk the parents into allowing them to go to the school that they wanted to go to. And then they were really happy. So, hey, Kevin Niece, I need some donuts to go with my coffee. Oh, you guys are so cool. I love you being here. And Kevin, I sent you an email. I had to edit my video from yesterday, and in editing a live, you have to make a copy of it, so then you lose all of the comments, which sucks. So I'll try to not edit my lives, but I felt like I really needed to edit that one. Anyway, let's see, we're at 37 minutes. There are a couple other things I wanted to tend to. I'm on my wrong page. Let's see. Jack D's age has been in question, and I think it was Gisela on her 1 hour 50-minute newer drop that said that she thought he was 23. I'm under the impression that Jack D is 22. And I have looked up his age many times. I haven't looked it up today. I was going to see what his actual birthday is said to be online. But remember, Kylie Rodney's birthday was misrepresented a lot of places. The year was off. The date was right, September 1st, but the year was off, making her a year older or a year younger. I can't even remember now. But in like 9 out of 10 places that you looked, it was the wrong year. So I have found that to be true with Jack D. And a lot of places say that he's 26 years old. I don't think he is. I think he's the same age as Kaylee and Maddie. He might be a year older, and perhaps Gisla's accurate and he's 2 years older. I don't know what her source was, but Jack D is very likely 22 years old, give or take 1 year. So that 28 or 26-year-old information that is in so many places online about Jack D is inaccurate to my knowledge. So just to share that with you guys. So one of the big things we're looking at on this case with the Idaho 4 is what the heck were Ethan and Xana doing from 9 o'clock until 1:45 a.m.? That's the big question, right? Let me allegedly says you're older, Justice. What that tells me, the parent in charge of the search and flyers wasn't handling it personally, nor did they review the work before distribution for Kylie, which is odd. Yeah, that was really odd. So yeah, thank you for clarifying. So they were saying that she was a year older, that she was already 17, about to be 18. So I think they were saying 05 when she was actually born in 06. I should know this because I have a son that was born in 04. And my son who was born in 04 is 18 right now. So anyway, there's just too many numbers to try to keep up with it all. And then Tsunami is in the battle and questioning NCSO about donations and gifts received. Good to know. And help me out. NCSO. It's not coming to me. I'll highlight your comment here. And then if somebody wants to follow up and remind me what NCSO is, if I'm supposed to know that. And Kevin says half maple, half chocolate, maple bars. Yum. Okay. Coconut donuts. Woohoo. I haven't had those, Kevin. Sound delicious. You guys eat clean. Come on. I'm kidding. It's good to, give yourself some freedom. I have a 2003 and a 2005 babies. Oh, yeah, we have similar age kids. My oldest was born in 02. She's going to be 21 in a few months. My oldest son is 18, so he was born in 04. My other son was born in 07. He is 15 and a half almost, about to get his learner's permit. And then my youngest was born in 2012, and she'll be 11 next month. So I'm just like, I feel so rich in babies. And they're not babies, obviously. Man, they grow so freaking fast. I think 2005 is the correct year. My son was born in July 07 and he turned 15. So Kylie turning 17 in September would make her 17 on, yeah. But yeah, it's, I always say it's hard enough to keep track of my own kids' ages. Sometimes it's hard enough to keep track of my age. To try to keep up with other people's kids' ages is like impossible. Okay. Coconut will destroy your innards. What? I've never heard that, Kevin. I think coconut oil is really good for you. I don't know about like coconut milk. I love like Thai recipes, like soups. So yeah, I know a lot of people drink coconut water for health. I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Kevin, if you want to share. Oh, we miss your Kylie videos, Kevin. Caleb Lee says. So you guys, if any of you that haven't gone to my community page, please do. And if you haven't checked out Kevin Neese's Kylie song, please do. I posted it yesterday. And I have loved that song from the outset. That song is amazing. I also want to plug T Rev's song. Maybe I'll post that one on the community page today. Fuck Truckee or something like that. Fuck the Truckee way. But yeah, Kevin, you're such a talented artist, and I'm just amazing. I'm just amazing. What? No, you're just amazing. I'm reading your comment. My babies grew fast. Oh wait, I don't have any kids. You are like the stand-up comedian. You're like a Upchurch, the stand-up comedian, true crime musician, jack of all trades. Mine don't like I tell them, then no matter how old they get, they will always be my babies. Oh, I know. Coconut conditioner, great for your hair. Yeah. Oh, Jaded Warehouse says listened to it in the car yesterday. The My New Friends, the Kylie's song. So isn't it so confusing with Kaylee and Kylie? And thank goodness I know both of these cases so well, because otherwise I'd just be like, what? But it is hard sometimes when you're going back and forth with Kaylee from the Idaho 4 and Ms. Kylie Rodney from Truckee, that hopefully her case is getting solved. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thank you, Crime, Art, and Crochet, my hyper focus. That was one that I meant to say earlier. That's the one I always forget. I would love to see Kevin do some stand-up bits. Well, I thought he was right here. And Caleb Lee says, follow the money. So in pretty much every case, that is the case. I wonder with the Idaho 4, I have not really thought about that. But yeah, you guys want to talk about that, following the money with the Idaho 4? I don't know. I had not really even gotten to that thought yet. Get those likes up. And yes, Kevin's song. Kevin wrote a song too, but my arthritis won't. I wrote a song too, but my arthritis won't let me put it to music. Maybe I'll send it to you. What do you think? Oh, that's a cool idea, Dilly Owens. Yeah, that's unfortunate with the arthritis. But yes, cha-ching. Phantasmic Ether says the about music or about follow the money. I actually did do stand-up comic for a while right before COVID hit. Oh, very cool, Kevin. Very, very cool. Was gonna ask how much money was involved in the Idaho 4. So you guys, I had heard over the weekend that the Moscow PD had been granted $1 million to help with the Idaho 4 case. I have not been able to verify that, and I can't remember where I heard it from, but I think it was on one of the news channels like News Nation or something. Otherwise, I would not take it with such credence. So I'm really curious if you guys want to share, if anybody has heard, did Moscow PD get $1 million of federal funds for this case? And if they did, I have to wonder if they've been not trying to solve it too quickly because they wanted to make sure they got that big paycheck first. And not to be suspicious of um yeah, Kevin doing stand up in here, Phantasmic Ether says. Um and Justice Coming Soon says, I heard that too. It's worth checking into. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um so the other thing I wanted to talk about with you guys, so that 9:45 to 1:45 of what Ethan and Xana were up to on the night of the 12th, the morning of the 13th, that's not known yet. That's like almost 5 hours of unknown activity. I think that they left the Sigma Chi at 9 o'clock, and then they got home at 1:45 ish, I think, but nobody really knows what they were doing from 9 to 1:45. And who knows, maybe they were like, having some private time. It could be as simple as that, right? Absolutely. On a Saturday night, of course. I mean, they were young and in love and in college, and that's what kids do on a Saturday night, in my opinion. So another issue though is the Sigma Chi lockdown that people were talking about yesterday. Were they on lockdown, or was that like a reference to that they're on a probation? I'm curious if anybody knows. 1 million is a lot of donuts, I guess. $1 million donuts. That's a good one. All right, one sec. Wish I could train Copper to make my coffee. Kevin, that's funny. That is funny. I bet you could. Dogs are so smart, right? The black cat is messing up our Christmas tree. Okay, so Sigma Chi, they were on a lockdown yesterday, or they're on a probation, and that was like mislanguage that people were using, because there were two places that I heard that they were on a lockdown yesterday. So I don't know if it's accurate. I haven't had a chance to look into it. Let's see. Dilly Owens. I'm just going to highlight that. We need some good comedy in here. That's how I feel about like chocolate truffles. Just slap them on your butt because that's where they're going to end up anyway. Larissa says the landlord has an LLC that started in Colorado and he owns the house in Idaho. His info says that he rents homes to students in Colorado and Idaho. Right. And it's the same landlord for the House of Horrors as that house across the way where Jack D was staying, allegedly. Um, hey, what's good? Captain Kurt reacts. I love that. What's good? I think that's a cool saying. I've never heard that before you, and I'd forgotten about it. Thanks for saying it. Heavenly Clouds, I love your profile pic. Kitty, we have 3 kitties, 1 all black, 2 tuxedos. The black one is the most naughty. They like to pretend they're angel on top of the tree. Oh, man. Yeah, we have 3 cats, 3 dogs. So we are a full house. We got like 1 pet for each person. And, we're not in that big of a house. It's just like 2,000 square feet. So it's a little tight. But we do well. We all love each other very much, so we're cuddly. We do a lot of cuddling at our house with the pets and with the people. All right. So what else do we have here? I was going to discuss a case later this afternoon in a separate video that I mentioned yesterday. I've been wanting to get to this for a long time, and perhaps now's a good time just to put it out there. It's the case of Crystal Turner and Kylan Schulte. And I think I said her name wrong yesterday. Kylan Schultz, I think is what I said. So you guys might know those names. Crystal Turner and Kylan Schulte were the lesbian couple that were murdered at their campsite in Moab 2 days after Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie's domestic violence phone call that the police all responded to and messed up, in my opinion. And then allegedly some guy named Adam that Crystal Turner worked with at McDonald's was the one that they pinned the double homicide on. And he conveniently killed himself before they figured it out. So I've wanted to discuss the case for a long time and I haven't yet. So I think I'm going to do an afternoon video on that case. Let me read some more of your comments and then go back to talking a little bit about the Upchurch thing with the glare. Yes. Ugh. Larissa says, I found it on the Pascal show. Somebody posted a TikTok with the VIN number of the car, and then Pascal showed the VIN through Carfax. I love Pascal. Thank you for putting all that there. I'm going to try to pin that one. See if I can. There, pull it down a little bit. Pin. Replace. So yeah, there's so many great creators. It is hard to keep up even with just being able to mention them all, let alone watch them all. Heavenly Cloud says, Zena, you have a wonderful family. So glad to hear. Well, I feel like I have this YouTube family too that we've been building. So not to be too mushy. But I just love my channel. I love you guys. And I'm not trying to sound like goofy and sappy. There's just that connection that we're also passionate about finding justice for these victims and their families. I mean, the victims obviously can't fight for themselves, and their families, they're grieving. They've got enough on their plates. Let me see. What am I missing here, you guys? There's so many great comments. Couldn't have it any other way. They know their royalty. Oh, I just love the cats and the dogs. I really do. I was a dog person and then I was a cat person and now I'm both. You asked, so I keep posting this until you have seen it, not trying to be annoying. Thank you, Felicia Bennett. Yeah, that's, it's been a while. The Nevada County Sheriff's Office. I knew that. I knew the NCSO looked familiar. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Dilly Owen says, when my sister passed away, my mother said nobody should ever have to suffer. Oh, sorry. It got deleted. That's cool if that's not something you wanted to share. Um, it's wonderful. You're so intelligent and well spoken and classy. Your videos make me happy. That's so nice, Phantasmic Ether. I don't think I'm that smart. I really don't. I try to pay attention and I try to keep an open mind, and maybe those are intelligent factors. Um, I just feel like there's so much to learn and there's so many people that know more. And that's why it's so cool doing this crowdsourcing thing, because we all see different things, right? We can all look at the same picture 100 times and not notice something that someone else is going to see right away. Dilly Owen says, no, I'm just old and pushed the wrong button. Okay, good. I'm glad that I wasn't reading something out loud that you didn't want read out loud. I figure if somebody's putting it in chat, it's okay to read it out loud. But if you put something in chat and then change your mind and want to retract it, that's absolutely not a problem at all. So you guys, thank you so much. I don't think T-Rev is always live. I didn't think T-Rev is always live. He's live a lot. He is live a lot. He does these marathon lives. And yeah, so does Squirrels on Fire. Both those two do major marathon lives. I'm sure some others do too, but nobody like the two of them. And yeah, it's exhausting. I mean, I love doing my lives. I try to keep them around an hour. I started out on my little YouTube career with being on Kelly Watts the Obsessions live panels. And I think the first one was like 3 hours. The second one was like 4 hours. The third one was like 6 hours. And I wasn't even on them the whole time. And they don't seem that long sometimes when you're doing them, right? But then you're like, oh my God, I was on there for 5 hours. And that's just being a guest. I mean, when you're the one running the show and having to like moderate and stuff, I think it can be exhausting. Things like, I mean, look at Zav Girl. She does the marathon lives. And just like when you need to eat and go to the bathroom or put on your chapstick, I mean, just the simplest stuff, let your dog out. It can be tricky. And yeah, that's when it gets exhausting. You got to be taking care of yourself and making sure that you're fed and making sure you're getting your exercise. And then, you have family members or pets that need things and you're not really available to them. And it is annoying. Like when I'm doing a thing with you guys and my 11-year-old or almost 11-year-old, she's the one who will like be yelling from the other room, Mom, Mom, Mom. And it's just like, oh man. But that's just life. So let's see. Sorry to kick the computer stand there. Put chapstick on your dog or lipstick on a pig. There you go. So yeah, a couple more things I wanted to discuss and then we'll wrap up since we're getting here to an hour already. I did want to go back to the situation with Upchurch and he whose name I shall not speak. So on their half-hour thing that was on the other guy's channel, I think it was on his channel, maybe it was Upchurch's channel, but it was the other guy's show. But yeah, I think Upchurch put that 35-minute thing up that you guys told me about when I made my announcement, and then I was trying to watch it right before I did my show. Zav has new love in her life. Not sure what her name is. She's very happy. Her name is Juliet, right? They are so cute together. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Anyway, so when Upchurch got into this discussion with, I'll just go ahead and say it, the Dlarer, it was on the Dlarer's channel. And it was, to me, it was the weirdest pretense to the kind of the starting platform was that there was a fundamental disagreement between the two and there was a desire to clear that up. And it's like, I don't necessarily think that you need to clear up fundamental disagreements. I mean, people are going to have fundamental disagreements all the time. I guess if you want to clear it up, that's your own prerogative, but I don't believe that a lot of fundamental disagreements can be cleared up. People have different perspectives. During the actual live, he says to Upchurch, "You only focus on Kylie for clicks, views, and money." Oh my goodness. Bro, if you think it's closed, why are you even talking about it and labeling it? And allegedly, I'm gonna go ahead and pin that one. Yeah, a lot of people like to throw that out there, and I don't think anybody's really doing this for the clicks, the views, and the money, but sure, some people might be. That's just not even a thing. But what you brought to my mind is that I have often wondered if people have not been paid to try to shut it down and try to shut down the channels that talk about it. So, it's usually the pot calling the kettle black, right? He's such a gaslighter. Makeup date with Jack says he's vile. I mean, I don't like to speak negatively about other creators, and maybe he'll come after me now. Whatever. Some of them are just so ridiculous in my opinion. But what was really ridiculous to me about the thing that Upchurch had put up was that the Glairer was having Upchurch on his channel and then allegedly having all this technical difficulty. And I wasn't buying it. I was just like, yeah, that's just you trying to shut Upchurch down by inviting him to come speak and then saying, "Oh, look, glitch after glitch. I don't know what the problems are, but there's a half a dozen of them." Yeah, that was just a little too convenient. The one saying it's over, but still labeling videos and pointing at people is a money grab. Luring viewers and getting clicks, insulting others is pathetic. Yeah, I know. I just can't believe that there's these channels that only exist to basically slam other channels. It's like, get a life, man. But, to each their own. Money is winning out, getting good work shut down when they're getting close to the truth. Well, I don't think it's going to be shut down, especially with Upchurch back on it. But, there's been a handful of people, Kevin Neese, there you go. And the squirrels and, a lot of others. I will immediately, oh, Felicia, you're so sweet. I will immediately have serious problems with anyone that comes after Xena. That's so sweet. So thank you. And yeah, when I was discussing, who was it? Psychobabble that was coming after me. The first person I saw make a video about me, was a female, and I started to watch it, and she seemed like, I don't want to be too insulting. She just didn't seem like she was all there. And I thought to myself, probably don't watch it because it's going to be annoying, and just don't get into it. And maybe it's a good idea just to not watch anything that somebody does trying to put me in a negative light, because you know what? Again, to each their own. Some people are going to see me in a negative light, and that's their prerogative. Like, I don't care. Like, I really don't care. In my heart, I don't need anybody's approval except my own. And maybe God, and maybe my dog, and maybe my husband and my kids, right? That's about it. I mean, it's nice. It's really nice to have people's approval. I won't deny that. Is absolutely a wonderful feeling to have people's approval, but that's not what makes me tick. What makes me tick is the truth. And if I have the truth, and that means I have people's hate, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the truth. I could care less about the hate. The truth is where I'm at. That's where I live. That's what I want. And allegedly says, for sure, he was scared like a child. His stream seemed to be just fine when he was talking trash. The moment confronted, "Oh, my connection, dude, you have the internet and you're a channel." You know what? Oh my God, allegedly, you just reminded me of the funniest thing. Like when, with cell phones, and when the reception used to be really bad. Sometimes it still is, but people would like take a empty plastic water bottle and say, "Oh, well, we're breaking up. We're breaking up." Click. That's what he was doing. That's exactly what he was doing. Watch the video Ryan posted on his page. Someone finally talking about Nate Hambrick and the issues with the higher ups. Yeah. Um, you know, Tsunami, Truth Tsunami, that's my nickname for her. You guys know the channel. It's like TSUNGLI, Tizgali, Truth Tsunami. She likes that nickname. She did a little video of me in a loop saying something about the Hambricks, and I thought that was really cool. I would love to find that video. I haven't been able to find it since it first came out. But yeah, I think that the Hambricks probably own Google. So anybody talking about the Kylie Rodney case is going to get shut down by these people that, if they don't own Google, they're tight with the people that do, and they supervise them. I mean, seriously. Oh, Brian, you're so sweet. I find you a lovely lady. That is so sweet. Catfish crew have our eyes on you. Oh, they are so vile. Caleb Lee. Yeah, we got to keep our eyes on them. I mean, they play dirty. They play dirty. I may not agree with stuff Upchurch says, but hey, he can talk about whatever he wants. Exactly. And, I trust him. Even when I completely disagree with something that he says, I trust that he's got a plan, like he's got a strategy, that he's saying that for a reason. Like even when he was kind of throwing Harsh in the bucket with the Catfish crew, which I completely disagreed with, I didn't think that he disliked Harsh, and I think that Harsh took it with a grain of salt and took it well, and hopefully those guys can kind of be YouTube buddies, because they are so much on the same page. And I do think that there's so much power when we're working together, right? So I'm going to try to wrap this up. I'm the true Xena. I have the medallion to prove it. Kevin Neese. I was going to bring that up, but then I didn't. Oh my God, that's so funny. So one of the subscribers, and I won't say her name just because I haven't asked her if that's okay, made the most beautiful Christmas tree ornaments with Kylie Rodney on them. And I think she should sell them, but she ordered them from Amazon to send to some of her favorite content creators. And she sent me the one that said Kevin on it. And so I emailed him yesterday, and it sounds like he got the one that said Xena on it. And that's just so cute. And I don't mind keeping the one that says Kevin just for fun. And I would also be fine with sending them to each other. But anyway, it's a really cool Christmas tree ornament. Maybe I'll try to put it in my video tomorrow. I'll have it to show you guys. It's really cool. I was going to take a picture of it and just put it on my community page or something like that. But yeah, I think that people will want to buy them. So I don't know if she got enough, and we're kind of, 5 days before Christmas. So let me see. Oh, so the other thing I wanted to say about that conversation that the Blair was having or not having with Ryan Upchurch was his argument saying that nobody's talking about Kylie anymore. What? I mean, even when I'm not talking about Kylie, I'm still talking about Kylie. But there's other channels that are talking about Kylie continuously. And it's just bullshit, and just because somebody's not talking about it anymore doesn't mean that they can't start talking about it again. Get real. Absolutely ridiculous. My assertion is that he's being paid by a Hambrick catfish crew. So come and get me. Want a piece of me? Kevin Neese did a community post with his, or actually with mine, that says Xena on it. Yeah, I just thought that was so cute. Oh my goodness, when I got it, I hung it right on the tree, and it's just a really, really fabulous idea. What a cool thing. And yeah, who knows? Maybe they'll be selling them at Walmart next year. I mean, seriously, Kylie, yeah, what a tragic, tragic loss of life. My goodness, just like the Idaho 4. I mean, these horrible situations. And for those of us that want to focus on these cases and try to get to the truth, get to the bottom of it, why would anybody want to attack somebody doing that? Like, what? Why do you care? Why are you going to spend your time criticizing somebody who's trying to get to truth, unless you're trying to hide the truth, right? Susan Dodge says, Dodge Aguirre, am I saying that right? I am late and you're wrapping up. I just finished watching the video you were talking about. Okay, good. Yeah, I watched about half of it, so I was going to try to get to the other half of it. Many comments on my post, Kevin Nee says. That's the comments with the Christmas tree ornament. I got so many comments on my post. I got so many comments on my post. Yeah. It would be really cool to distribute those more widely for people that want them. I would think a lot of people would want them. She did a fantastic job. It came out really nice. I still believe she might be alive, and if not, where's her body? Heavenly Clouds, I think you were the one making those comments in Squirrels on Fire's chat last night. I think that was you, right? Do you want to confirm or deny? And there were a lot of people's comments that I was wanting to respond to, but I was trying to go to bed, and there were some that I was responding to, and I couldn't get into all of them. I think there's a slight possibility that she could be alive and suffering in a trafficking situation. It would be awesome if she's alive. It would be horrible if she's suffering in a trafficking situation. It also seems to me more probable that she's deceased, and that some of those horrible, horrible photographs that are basically like Weekend at Bernie photographs, in my opinion, from my perspective, that, she was done in, and these sick freaks were taking photographs of her and posting them. And yeah, for those who don't know, Squirrels on Fire is really talented with graphic design, computer graphic design, and she's an artist. And she's taken a couple of the Kylie photos, like the one called Sleeping with the flannel shirt, and dissected them and put the photograph through filters and taken things away. And last night on her live, she was doing that with the little Polaroid that Jägermeister is holding in his hand when he's driving around a car that looks just like hers, except it has a sunroof. And it has "Long Live Kylie" painted on the steering column. And he's got this little Polaroid of her that allegedly is her like drinking something. And it doesn't look at all like she's drinking anything. And I'm so glad Squirrels on Fire was dissecting that photograph last night, because ever since I've seen it, I've been like, she does not look alive. And that doesn't look like her hand. And everything about it looks wrong as fuck. And so, yeah, I didn't get to see the whole thing. But anyway, on that, let me read a few more of your comments and then wrap this one up. And Kevin says that will be on my video later today. Oh, it's been confirmed it was Kylie in the vehicle. She's not alive. And Kevin says that'll be on his video later today. So freaking sad. But like I said, it would also be really, really sad if she was stuck in a trafficking situation. It's hard to say which is worse. I mean, you want somebody to be alive, but you don't want somebody to be suffering through that. Not alive, 100% confirmed. That's what I figured. I just thought there was maybe a snowball's chance in hell. My opinion is car was not in the water when law enforcement searched the water. Yeah, that whole thing with that freaking, all of it, all of it, all of it, all of it. So Kevin, she is 5'5" tall on autopsy, but in life she's 5'7". Right, that's one of the many questions. The baby size lungs. There's so many questions. So many questions. Um, I was holding out hope she was trafficked alive, but I'm pretty sure she is gone now. So, you guys, let me end on this note because this is something that I brought up once in one of my videos, and one of my subscribers had sent me an email about Kimberly Westfall, which is the same name as Jägermeister's mother, Kimberly Westfall, 53 years old. So there's a Kimberly Westfall that runs an organization called Uncaged and has a property in Georgia called the Sanctuary, and maybe has another property like in Russia called the Sanctuary. And this Uncaged nonprofit organization is allegedly to help victims of trafficking. And that's a Kimberly Westfall that runs that with millions of dollars of donations. And you can look her up. You can see YouTube videos about her and about the Sanctuary Uncaged. Kimberly Westfall, 53 years old, a beautiful woman with dark brown hair who looks like she could be Jägermeister's biological mother. I don't know if she's the same Kimberly Westfall or a different Kimberly Westfall. So there's a Kimberly Westfall that's affiliated with a post office box in Truckee, and a few other post office boxes, like one in Hawaii. And then there's like the cross connections with Joseph Horvath, who allegedly owns the house that Trinity Backus was at the night that she died. It gets really crazy really quick. So I don't know if this is new information to you guys. CNY has done a lot of research about the Kimberly Westfall issue and the Joseph Horvath thing. And so I don't know who else has been doing some research on that. I would think that there's a handful of others, like Squirrels on Fire and others, but I'm not sure. I know for a fact that CNY has done a lot on that. So she has a wonderful channel. Kimberly Westfall is that Jagger Relations. So the Kimberly Westfall that is affiliated with the Sanctuary and Uncaged, the multi-million-dollar nonprofit, may or may not be the same Kimberly Westfall. They're both 53 years old. They both have the name Kimberly Westfall. I have not seen a photograph of the woman who is definitely Jägermeister's mother. The photographs of the Kimberly Westfall that's affiliated with Uncaged look like she could be Jägermeister's mother, but I'm not sure. Kevin says, I also talked to someone who actually viewed Nick's video footage. Whoa. And Kevin Neese says Nick's story was 100% confirmed. So I think that, let's see, was it Truth Tsunami who just did a video yesterday, or was it somebody else? I think it was somebody else, actually. Let me think for a minute. It was like a 6-minute tribute video of Kylie. You guys probably know who I'm talking about. And then Squirrels on Fire showed it on her show. So if anyone knows who that content creator is, I'd like to give them the credit. And I'm just having a block in my brain right now. At the end of the tribute, I think it's that same video. Maybe I'm crossing my wires. I'm sorry, you guys. Anyway, what I'm trying to get to is a still shot of what looks like Kylie in the back of the CRV underwater with filters where it looks like, I hate to say this, hold on, phone ringing. Now my brain's all shot to heck. Ryan took Nick apart, his opinion. Huh, interesting. Confirmed what? Okay. I better hang this up because my brain is just going all over the place. Thank you. Thank you. Crime and Crochet are my hyper focus. The tribute video was by Sifa. Thank you. And Sifa's a guy. Sifa let me know that. So yes, the tribute video, I think that that's separate from the video that I'm talking about with the filters of the underwater footage. And if anyone wants to help me out there, I think that that was probably a truth tsunami video. I'm pretty sure it was from like 2 days ago. I think I was speaking about it yesterday, and it looks like somebody in the fetal position, nude, in the cargo area of the CRV underwater. So around what time do you think? 2 or 3? Yeah, probably about 3 o'clock because it's already 11. I need to wrap this up, and I just need to look up a couple of things to make sure that I'm prepared for the Crystal Turner Kylan Schulte video that I'm going to do this afternoon. So on that, I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. And yeah, the tribute was beautiful that Sifa did for Kylie Rodney. And it sounds like Kevin Neese is going to have a good Kylie Rodney video. And Kevin Neese says, well, Ryan is wrong on that then. And again, perhaps he's being strategic. You know, he knows how to get information out of people, is my belief. So more Java down you. I have a good half a cup left here. I will guzzle it. All right. We love Ryan because we never have to guess what's coming out of his mouth. Yeah. I think he's a really good egg. I like him a lot. I could say love. Love, love, love. Java, Java, Java. Sometimes Ryan does that. He knows how to play the game. Yeah, he does. He's been a YouTube rock star for like 10 years. And, you know, most of the YouTube rock stars are going to be a flash in the pan. Anyway, so thank you again for being a part of the chat and being a part of this live. And don't forget to do all the right things for yourself today. Have a productive day. Get your exercise, get your rest, get your nutrients, stay hydrated. I think the most important thing for a person's health is the rest and the relaxation and clarity of thought. So if that's meditation or prayer, I get my clarity of thought from exercising or gardening. And yeah, that's the bomb. So thanks, you guys, and take care. Have a great day. Don't let anyone be anything less than positive with you, and try to keep yourself positive with all you come into contact with. Try to especially keep it positive with yourself. And if you don't have your Christmas preparations done, I hope you can get a lot done today. And I will see you guys later this afternoon. Thanks again for joining me, and rock on. Have a great Tuesday.